Hi guys, it's pretty early and I'm going out to check on my chickens and just so many revelations right now. There is so much going on, so much. There we go, it's dark out guys. There is a star out there, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I hope I'm not whispering too much and that you can hear me, but oh, it's gloriful out here. It really is. There was, I guess it was about a month or so ago, as I was doing this research in mudfloods in Tartaria and just trying to put it together for you guys so you can see what I was seeing. He gave me a rest about a month ago. He just like put this feeling like I had to, okay, Karen, just, you've put out the information, you've been letting, this, I'm going to turn the light off because it's so beautiful. Here we go. There. Oh no, maybe that's not good. I want to see outside. Anyways, I'm not going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it back on. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Okay. So he gave me this restful time he just like laid it on my heart. Like the groundwork has been done just because I honestly, I didn't know myself. Like I've been seeing these anomalies and these, all of this stuff and praying a lot about it and just, researching my head off, trying to figure out what this was all about. And to be honest, like guys, like it's been for probably the same as you guys. It's been a never-ending research, and it's glorious. Honestly, it is. I love coming out first thing in the morning. There is so much. I don't know if you guys can see the star up there. Oh, but let's see the moon. If we can get that. Oh, there we go. And the star beside the moon. Do you see that? I think we got. I'm not sure. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, anyways, he settled my spirit down, sort of like. And then about a month later, we saw what happened in our little congregation, actually, of where somebody really boldly came and stated what I had been discovering in our congregation, and it didn't get handled very well. But I think it is now. It was like, God, if we're not moving along fast enough for him, he will throw in a bee's nest. He will throw in, he will make us pay attention. And I think that's what this has been. So brother, you're still working along what God is revealing. We don't even understand sometimes our resistance can be part of God, what he wants. He throws in a bee's nest and he says, okay, pay attention everybody. And so here we are again. So I've been making videos again because he's laid it on my heart. And to explore this again and to go a little deeper and to get more understanding. And, at this point, in my research, my heart is so settled. I have such peace that I haven't had in months. I don't know how to explain this. It was like when I started investigating NASA, when I started to investigate what in the heck was going on there, started looking at things, not just accepting, but actually looking and checking it out. And then when I finally realized what they were doing, my heart settled. It it became peaceful. And that's what's happened now. My heart settled and it became peaceful. There's like this knot inside me saying, it's not right, it's not right, it's not right. I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. Let me find it. And I've been praying about that. And I believe at this point now, after the last few days, and I'm sorry that, it took a bit of craziness to get here. But by golly, I believe the 1,000-year reign has happened. And I believe we're in that little bit of time. The evidence is just overwhelming. I'm not sitting on the fence anymore because I think this is what he's been doing. He's been revealing this to us. And not just me. It's like researchers, we've been, everybody's been looking on their own little piece, of this puzzle. And mine has been looking at the architecture and the books and the pictures and stuff and looking at that. And other people have been really combing the Bible and thinking along. We've all been doing our little piece in this. It makes sense. It makes sense more than anything that, it makes sense from when I was 20, the questions I was asking. It makes sense of all of the different pieces. It's almost like we are at that point where it's the last piece that we've been trying to find, because we've been finding the shape of the earth has been wrong, that we have a dome over our earth. It has not really been told by the churches that there was missing books. Well, like the 1611 book that had all of these extra books that were taken out. I think it was like 80 books. You had all of those back in, and they're pieces of puzzle that we've been missing, and this is what he's been doing slowly, over the months. It's been quick, though. It does feel quick because it truly has been a paradigm shift over the past 5 years, and for all of us, I think. But my heart settled. My heart settled, guys. It really is. It's settled. There's such a what's the word? There's such a we don't have to be in fear about this. Like, we don't have to be. If this timeline gives us different options, gives us different this one isn't, if and I'm going to say if, but I'm going to say no, not if. I really believe that it really did happen. I believe the Armageddon happened now. There's the evidence of it, the melted buildings, the destruction, the worldwide destruction of a certain, like there's 3 destructions. That's what I've seen. I've seen 3 destructions. We got the really monolithic destruction. And I've been saying this through my videos. We got the ones that are these absolutely had to have been giants, like 20, 30, 40 feet that were building these buildings. And we got that destruction. And then we have another destruction as well. Very burnt out buildings, melted buildings, flooded areas. We've got, and it's worldwide. It's worldwide, guys. It's worldwide that's what I've seen. From the desert to the, to the, where I live in the north, completely. And it was the same. And then we have, after that destruction, we have a built society of these white marble buildings that are all over the world, that are so unique and so consistent, and we've been lied about. And it was, I don't know, the way she said it in the last video, so if you haven't went and looked at that, please go look at that. She's put it together completely. She's taken away a lot of the, a lot of things that I was puzzled about. Like, I didn't know where the orphan children fit in it, or the new arrivals, which was I didn't really go into the new arrivals in my videos, but I did go into the orphan trains and the babies that were given away and stuff like that. It was crazy, the amount, like, where did they come from, right? The resurrected. It was around that time. I do believe that it's her timeline is really good. I really like her timeline. I think I might go through that video and show my evidence that goes along with what she's saying, but I do like her timeline. I suspect further back in some areas, but her timeline does work. I mean, that's about the only thing is the timeline where we sit in, whether it was like 200 years ago or 400 years ago. But but her timeline works because at that time there was an influx. But what she said, what was different, but she's seeing the same thing, but she's seeing it in a different way. I saw the destruction about 450 years ago. I couldn't figure that one out. Well, that would have been when he got loose, like the original, like, and then there was this something that happened to that perfect society, or nearly perfect, because we've got to remember they weren't in their perfect bodies yet. Yeah, that's for later. Only the saints were, only the ones that were, if what her timeline is, and it works, it works. Only the saints had their perfect bodies, and that's why we always see them. And it makes sense to me about a lot of the stuff that we see that God put as saying that this was all pagan and this was all what we're looking around, because there was a lot of misdirection in looking at this stuff. If you're following typical history, you're going to get confused, because and especially with a lot of these truther channels where they're all saying, oh, that was pagan, this was this, and that was that. I'm starting to think a lot of that was misdirection, guys. A lot of that's misdirection. So we don't look at like the Vatican. And she goes in the next video, please go check it out. She talks about the Vatican, and I've suspected this for a long time. Evil doesn't create that, good does. Good does, God does, They've taken over that. And that probably was, if you go by her timeline, that the saints were resurrected and ruled for 1,000 years here on the earth. If you go by that, well, then all of that works, but it has been taken over, right? It's been taken over just by Satan. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the whole way Revelation words it. And then he has time, and he's misleading the nations. What is the biggest deception? We all thought that it was the flat earth, but it's not really one thing. It's all of it. The biggest deception was our history period, the lies, all of it, the medical, the shape of the earth, the dome, the giants, the timeline. It's all of it, and it all has to fit together, because it's like treating somebody for allergies, but only giving them allergy pills and not actually doing the whole thing of the whole body. The whole body needs to fit in together, and that's what this is. This is fitting the whole body together. So anyways, this is my point of view. This is where I'm really feeling that God has led me, and I think that he has popped the bubble, and he's popped it in my heart, and I feel there's been some strange things happening lately, some blessed things that have been happening. Give me a second, I'm going to tell you about this. I had to get some gloves. My hands are freezing. But there has been, since I've been re-exploring this, there's just been, I've been blessed. God has been blessing me. And they may seem like small things to you guys, but I don't see coincidences anymore. I see if something good happens, he sent it for us. Like about 3 weeks ago, my cat died, and I had this cat for 14 years. And, I'm doing all of this stuff. My heart is broken. We cremated my beautiful baby. I loved him. I'm sorry. I was Udall, and that was very sad. And I didn't know if we needed another cat. But we live on an acreage. We live out of town, a homestead, and we need to keep away the mice. And there is some winter, they come in, So my best friend who lives down the road, she knows this, that we needed a cat, but I didn't want to have one. I thought maybe a year from now, after my, whatever. I just wasn't thinking about bringing in a baby now. And she gets a hold of me, and she tells me that a friend of hers who lives like 3 hours away has a kitten. Would I be interested? And my spirit just said, okay. We needed it. We were getting mice already, even though in this short period of time, they seem to skedaddle if there's a cat there. So this friend of my best friend, for no other reason, drove 3 hours to hand deliver me this kitten. And I didn't even know she was going to do this or anything. Like, that is just such a generosity, you know, and she did it because she knew I'd lost my cat. She didn't know me, but she had this Christ-like sharing ability and love that she did this for me. So, I mean, that was a miracle. Anyways, and he has opened our hearts. It's little Tony, and my life is given so much joy, just simple thing like that. Anyways, and then my washing machine, like, so miracles come with bad things as well, right? So after 10 years, my washing machine kicked the bucket, and I hadn't been doing laundry for about 2 weeks, or about a week and a half, because I've just been so busy. I've had so many projects. So we were getting down to the end, and that's it. We don't have any money. Like, my husband has worked 3 months this year, and I'm retired. I don't have a pension, and we have been living off of his wages, which was really, really good at the time. But last year he worked 3 months because, like, it's just been crazy here in Alberta. So we've had to, you know, my husband was really worried. Like, what are we going to do? We don't have the money to buy a washing machine. We didn't have the ability to even consider. And I had this talk with my husband. I says, you know what? God always provides. He always provides. I am not going to worry about it. I'm going to pray about it tonight, and I'm going to leave it at his feet, because I know that he knows that I need a washing machine, and I have to continue. Within a day, I have a beautiful Maytag washing machine sitting downstairs. All my laundry is done. It works absolutely perfect, and we didn't have to pay anything. It was just somebody just said, I have this, I'm going to give it to you. And we gave him a bunch of eggs. We gave him some other things, did a fair trade. It was so worth it for us. But those are miracles. Those are things that God has been blessing. See those things in your life, because he truly is. The little things are his blessings to you. And sometimes discipline is a blessing too, because discipline makes us pay attention. And I think that's what's happened in the last little bit. I know the world is crazy, but I have so much hope and joy, and know that God is leading and that he's protecting. And he really is. I found that when I ask something, it's not weeks later I get an answer. It's right away. It's when I need something. It's not, well, I have to go and do a whole bunch to get it. I don't. He just provides. It's like the fish, right? So anyways, I hope y'all are well, and I think the biggest thing right now is to have a grateful heart for what he has revealed to all of us. I love you guys. Talk to you later.